Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
It's a Twin Peaks Tuesday. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge for eats, drinks, and scenic views. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
I know it's only one game, but...
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. So good to be with you here on a Tuesday on Theoretically Speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. Right here. That's C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos in our Evan Cohen Studios in City Place, downtown West Palm Beach. Kicking it, vibing, feeling good, smooth sailing. C-Cat's feeling good because he's fresh off the golf course, except C-Cat, when you called me and told me you just finished up your round, you didn't seem too happy.
You know, when you're not putting a number down for every hole, it's not very good. So it wasn't very good.
How deep into the round did you decide, okay, we're not going to keep counting score today?
Two pickups. So I went bunker to bunker a couple times, and on those holes, I was like, all right, I guess we're not breaking 100 today.
Before the turn?
No, both were after the turn.
Well, yeah, that's not bad. I've had rounds. I've recently had rounds where I decided to quit scoring before I even made it back to the clubhouse. So you doing it on the back nine is less, disheartening. You shouldn't have been as down on yourself, but I do get it because the last time you were out golfing, you were like one shot away from breaking 100, and it was because you threw up all over yourself in the past, 5 or 6 holes?
It was bad. Yeah. It was really bad. Triple, quad, triple. Yeah, bad.
Also really bad, the New York Jets. early on.
Are you smiling?
Also,
there's no reason to smile. It was a football game that happened last night.
You know what? You asked me why I'm smiling. I wasn't smiling because I take any joy from it. Like, I literally told y'all during this offseason, literally a couple of weeks ago, the one take that I have that I feel the most disgusting about, it turns my stomach upside down, is that the Jets are going to win the AFC East. The Jets are going to win the AFC East. I think they have all of the pieces in place to do so, between the quarterback, the revamped offensive line, the supposedly elite defense. Breece Hall should be a top 5 back this year like he pretty much was last year. Garrett Wilson is the number 1 receiver. Remember, like they were saying, well, we're going to go out and get Devontae Adams. You got Devontae Adams at home, and Garrett Wilson showed us on a couple of plays there, even though it did not look pretty all in all for the Jets last night. But, yeah. They go on to lose against the 49ers last night, 32-19 on Monday Night Football. It is not the performance you want to see. Robert Saleh did say afterwards, C-Cat, and I agree with him, he feels better on this Tuesday than he did the Tuesday of last year following a win on Monday Night Football against the Bills, and that's because at least you know you still got a quarterback.
I hope so, yeah. That makes sense. That was one of the darkest days in Jets history, no?
Yeah, but they got to win. They got to win.
I guess so.
I'm not saying right or wrong. I mean, some coaches, winning isn't everything. It's the only thing, right? Like, some coaches would take the dub. Like, the Packers are on the other side of the fence. The Packers took a loss, and they lost their quarterback for a few games, we think, right now, in Jordan Love, who has the sprained MCL. But, yeah, so for the Jets, and specifically today is going to be a fun show today, C-Cat. Number 1, Tina is back. So when we kick off the happy hour in about 45, 50 minutes, Tina has returned from her bachelorette trip. So we cannot wait to pick her brain and get her to snitch on everybody that was on the trip, because we had a bunch of teammates that were actually out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
the rumor mill is absolutely churning.
Oh, yeah. Based on the text she sent us and one specific line in that text, we're going to drill her, because we know something must have shook out based off of something she told us in that text. She gave herself away. It was a little Freudian of Tina in the wild. So we'll get with her later. Plus, we have Mike Tannenbaum joining the show, former Jets GM, NFL insider for ESPN, and our friend here on Theoretically Speaking. He's going to pop up in a few to break down week 1 of the NFL season, because this is the time for overreactions. This is the time for, if you were 100% certain that one thing was going to happen and you saw maybe like even a 5% chance in week 1 that it's leaning in that direction, confirmation bias kicks in. Confirmation bias just takes over your brain, and you start really, really believing and fortifying yourself in these opinions. It's Overreaction Tuesday after week 1 of the NFL. But the way we're going to code it today, C-Cat, is going to be a lot more fun than just an Overreaction Tuesday.
We're creative.
We're a little creative here on Theoretically Speaking. We've been doing this thing over 100 episodes. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, and maybe you'll be with us for the 200th episode, 300th episode. Here's how we're kicking it off. Every statement you make today about what happened in the NFL from week 1, you have to phrase it like this. I know it was only one game, but, and for me, right off the back of Monday Night Football, I know it was only one game, but the New York Jets looked like an abject, absolute, hot, flaming mess. Right out of the gates, right in prime time, right after we found out Christian McCaffrey would not be suiting up for the 49ers and you thought the Jets would have a break. They were 4.5-point dogs on the road against the 49ers team that all offseason were dealing with contract disputes from their best players. We're dealing with Christian McCaffrey injuries. We're dealing with the fact that they played all the way up through the final game of the NFL season in the Super Bowl and had the ultimate collapse, because not only did you not perform well enough, well, you had two guys on a Netflix documentary that were mic'd up, so we got to follow that journey all the way through, and it was very public just how little knowledge everyone on that 49ers team had about the rules of overtime, literally in the biggest game of their careers. Kyle Shanahan and the rest of the Niners gang, I've been saying it all offseason, are gearing up for and look like they're in lockstep for a Super Bowl hangover, just like what happened last time they lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But the Jets didn't even give us enough to really test the Niners in a way that would bear any of that out. I'm looking at some of the stats from last night. And again, it was a 32-19 loss. It wasn't even that close. 32-19 loss for the New York Jets. The Jets defense, which last year, CCAT, was the only strength that they had. Maybe the special teams as well, with Gibson running back punts and kicks. The Jets defense was their only strength. It was the only thing you can count on. They allowed 8 straight scoring drives against that Niners team that was without its most impactful player in Christian McCaffrey. 8 straight scoring drives they allowed. They hadn't done that in 45 years. Robert Saleh's a defensive-minded head coach. That defense is young. It is paid well. You got DJ Reed, who just got a bit of a bag. You got a lot of guys that refortified that front. I know that Hassan Reddick is still not playing football for the Jets right now, but you were supposed to have it all intact, at least on that side of the ball. I get that the offense was a bit clunky, but they also missed 18 tackles, according to Pro Football Focus. What that tells me is that's a Jets defense that I don't know if they were counting on Aaron Rodgers to come and save the day. I don't know if the 49ers were just that much more dominant and pushed them into positions where they just gave, where they fell to the pure will of the Niners, because that's what it felt like at times during that game. But I can excuse like a bit of inconsistency from your offense. I can excuse Aaron Rodgers looking a little trepidatious in the pocket and being afraid of getting injured again. What I can't excuse is 18 missed tackles, 8 straight scoring drives allowed to a 49ers team who had Brandon Ayuk dropping balls in the end zone. Trent Williams, the left tackle, who I said Christian McCaffrey's the most impactful player on that offense. Trent Williams is the most important. That dude hadn't even had a week of practice or so. And y'all look like that against that offense. The Jets defense should be ashamed of themselves. New York looks like an abject, hot mess right now. And for Robert Saleh, who feels better today than he did 365 days ago because at least he knows he has his quarterback, if he doesn't get that defense in line to at least compete, it ain't going to matter if you got a quarterback or not. I still have the Jets winning the AFC East and getting bounced really early in the playoffs. But I know it's only one game. They got a lot to clear up out there in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and it's going to start with that defense. But I did like, CCAD, you agreed with me. I did kind of get a little tingly.
Yeah, I got tingly.
A little excited when I started seeing that Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson connection. Man, that was beautiful.
It was beautiful. I was shocked to see they only had 11 targets in that game. It felt like a lot more because they all came in that first drive, essentially.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers didn't play the whole game. He was out that last series. You got to see Tyrod Taylor on the field.
He looked good.
I loved what I saw from Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. If you drafted them in fantasy or if you're betting on Garrett Wilson props in 2024, you should be very excited and very happy. The new look, too, with the longer jersey.
Yeah.
The sleeves of the
loose
jersey
sleeves,
hanging.
yeah.
I like it. Distinguishable. It makes him a little bit different. I appreciate it.
It is a bit different, and a lot of people are trying to differentiate themselves, and Garrett Wilson is a guy who they put that stat up for Garrett Wilson. He's caught, I believe, like 170 or 180 balls from 7 different quarterbacks in his young career so far, and he's still on his rookie deal, still with the same team that drafted him, which is just amazing from a guy like that who's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with, a hodgepodge of mediocre quarterbacks. I don't even say mediocre, like literally the floor when it comes to quarterback play in New York so far. That's what has me so optimistic about this team. I think that's why I'm overreacting now to one game, because if things don't change on the defensive side, and if the Jets are actually relying on Aaron Rodgers to be good, if they're relying on him to be near his MVP level, I don't see that happening. I think this offense can click and be, an above-average unit. But my whole belief process on all of this was all hinged on that defense being dominant. And they looked way better last year with most of the same parts than they do this year. And I don't know if Hassan Reddick comes in and changes that. I know that C.J. Mosley missed some time, the linebacker in this game. So I don't know what they're going to have to shore up to be better on that end. But I do know that after one game against a team that I expected to come out flat, against a 49ers team that didn't even have their best stuff last night. They didn't even have their best stuff. Let's hear it, though, because, CCAT, before we took on Monday Night Football, you and I agreed we wanted to listen to the main broadcast. We wanted to listen to Joe Buck call Monday Night Football. I'm starting to shift gears and kind of turn, and maybe I'm going to be a Manning Cast viewer going forward because I know it's only one game, but that breakdown from the Mannings and Bill Belichick last night during that Garrett Wilson fade route on 3rd and long from Rodgers to Wilson, oh man, that got me going.
Hey, they went a little no huddle right here. They went a little no huddle.
Yeah, no huddle dummy snap count so he can see what the defense is doing. Right, yeah, he's doing 2 leg kicks. That's his version of a hard count in the silent count. He knows what the defense is doing, so he can audible, just like Bill said, to a play. He's calling a man beater, slot fade, back shoulder.
3-0, man, coverage.
Nice catch.
Now, of course, you couldn't necessarily see through this medium, but yeah, Peyton Manning literally called things out as Aaron Rodgers was doing it. And we know what was Peyton Manning's biggest strength. It wasn't his arm. It wasn't his mobility. It was his ability to literally read the defense pre-snap and make adjustments. That was his bread and butter.
That's how I think I sound when I mansplain football to my girlfriend. Got press coverage, top of the screen, watch out, here comes the fade, I can feel it. Yeah, and I don't sound nearly as smart, obviously, because I don't have a percentage of the knowledge that Peyton Manning does, but it makes me feel better.
You know, you're right. It does feel excruciatingly good to call something in a football game, especially right alongside your lady, to call something and then it happens. Like, when you call something during a football game live and you're next to your lady, maybe even at a party, and it happens as you kind of drew it up, it doesn't even have to sound as smart as Peyton Manning made it sound right there. You're still the man. You deserve to strut.
At a watch party where, like, you're the one who's most into sports and everyone else there, maybe it's a Super Bowl party, and everyone's very casual. They probably watch the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and you know something and you show that, and it calls it, it feels good. It
feels so good. There's barely any other better feelings in the world. I mean, obviously the perfect golf shot. You can't really beat that. A swish of a basketball net that's a chain net. A swish of a basketball net that's a chain net. That sound right there, it really gets my dopamine running through my brain there. But then,
car starting when you don't know if it's going to start. When you're having car trouble or maybe a battery problem and it does start.
I had a problem with my car back in college where it was a little red 06 Nissan Sentra, and it had a squeaky belt. You know a squeaky belt. When you start it up and you start hearing it, it's like really loud. So, but it would only do it sometimes. It was like a 30% chance every time I started my car that the squeaky belt thing would happen. And again, in college, you're around a lot of people, and there's a lot of women around sometimes when you start your car. There's a lot of there's a lot of shame with that. So the times that I would start it and there were people around and the belt didn't go off, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's bad.
I felt so good.
My old car.
I'm talking about the times that the belt didn't squeak on me. Yeah, it was like, because you're anxious.
You got away with it. They don't know how much piece of crap this car is.
Yeah.
Up until November of last year, I was driving a really old car, a car hand me down from my mom, an 08 SUV, and the muffler was kind of loose. So for some reason, when you would start the car, it would vibrate and make a really loud noise when it was idling. It wouldn't make the same noise when the car was actually moving when it was idling for some reason. And my girlfriend's parents would talk so much crap in Spanish about my car.
Dang, you couldn't even understand what they were saying.
Because I would be sitting outside waiting to pick her up from her mom's place, and it would be so loud because I'd leave the car on. You could hear me pulling up before I even texted her to come outside. But you're right.
You got to park down the street, bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's a bad look. If I was a dad and the guy picking up my daughter was pulling up and his car was broke down every time he pulled, I'll be like, you're not taking my daughter out in that thing.
Well, you see, not to get too off topic, but the situation calls for it because my high school girlfriend.
Yeah.
I had to have her dad on the phone with me talking me through to do an oil change to her car.
Oh, man.
We were going to a Yankees game for my birthday gift.
Yeah.
It was a hot July summer day, and she called me in a panic with check engine lights on or whatever. And then she calls her because I don't know about cars. I don't know nothing about cars.
I understand, man.
So she stopped at the local supermarket, picked up the oil. I didn't empty any oil. I just poured new oil in. But that was very emasculating.
Yeah, that's tough. That is a tough scene. Even hearing it right now, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment.
I couldn't get the oil cap off. I had to get like a big wrench to like get leverage to get the oil cap off because it was so tight onto it. So I'm on the phone with the dad. I can't get it off.
You know, we're on the radio right now, right? People are hearing you say these things about yourself. This is
Yeah, it's worse than
bad.
when you need to like hand someone else a pickle jar. Like it was excruciating.
Yeah. And then he walked you through it.
He walked me through it on the phone. It took way too long because I never actually emptied the oil out. It took like 20 minutes.
Was his last step, and go ahead and drop my daughter back off and lose her number.
It should have been. I'm sorry, Paul Malone.
Yeah.
That's his real name. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, my gosh. Christian Cat
Paul's a good guy, though. I like Paul.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Extremely Irish.
Yes.
He was a Steelers fan, and so I'm a Ravens fan, so like he hated me for that reason. But he DVR'd a Ravens game one night for I could watch it when I got there.
That was extremely nice of this guy.
Yeah, it was.
Well, big shout out to Paul. Is he related to Post? Is that Post's father as well?
No,
You're
it's
dating
not.
Post's sibling?
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately not. Okay, well, back to the original scheduled programming before we realized that, C-Cat, lost his manhood before he even really gained it in high school, asking a brother how to help change the oil of his daughter as he was taking him out. That's a little sad. What is also sad is the fact that there are many teams that are already down in the dumps, whether it's the Giants, who don't really understand how the heck they're going to get through 16 more games with that kind of abysmal quarterback play, whether it's a team like the Arizona Cardinals, who are running into that same wall that you've had before, where it's electric play, it's a fun offense, but you're not finishing games and getting wins. What is your overreaction from week one? And you have to phrase it, just like I said, right here on Theoretically Speaking. I know it's only one game, but 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. That's the number to the Baptist Health Hotline to call in to Theoretically Speaking. I know it's only one game. I know it was one outing. It's just week one. But how do you feel? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care got offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. And I will say, I'm glad, C-Cat, that you did ask for help. You were man enough, you were wise enough, you were mature enough to ask for help in changing that oil instead of just screwing it up, and then you got a bigger problem on your hands. Sometimes asking for help does end up being the better case scenario.
I accepted the help. I didn't ask for the help.
She called?
She called on the way. So, like, I walked outside, and she had her pops on the phone already.
That is a bad sign, because also that shows that she had just a lack of overall confidence in your ability to do it in the first place.
Yeah, that was tough.
Okay. Okay. Breathe. It's okay. We're far from that now. That girl is gone from your life, and so is Mr. Malone. I know it was only one game, but C-Cat, how are you overreacting from week one of the NFL?
I know it was only one game, but Josh Allen's going to win the unanimous NFL MVP.
Wow.
He's doing it all himself, and he's going to continue doing it all himself. Against the Cardinals, pretty good offense. They scored 28 against him. He scored 4 touchdowns on his own, putting up 34 for the Bills. Had a hand problem. That's okay, because that's why you have Josh Allen on your team. He's just a giant giraffe who just takes blows, deals with it, and moves on. He's not injury-riddled because he's tougher than the other quarterbacks. That's why I love Josh Allen and what he brings to the Bills franchise. That's why I think he's going to bring the Bills to the Super Bowl, not just playing the game and to win the game. I love what I saw from Josh Allen.
So I will say this, and I'm glad you put this as your overreaction from week one, because, number one, have we ever for a moment just stopped and considered the competition? Name 2 dudes on the Cardinals defense. Because all I got is Budda Baker.
You took mine.
Exactly.
Patrick Peterson's still there. That's what I thought of when I thought Cardinals. Oh, you know what? How about the linebacker they draft from Tulsa?
Or no.
Linebacker they draft from Tulsa. Forgot his name, so it doesn't count.
Exactly.
Xavier Collins, maybe.
Maybe. You could have just said a name. You just say a name. Just saying that he could have been on the Cardinals defense, and that exactly is why I wouldn't overreact to the Bills outlasting the Cardinals in a shootout. Because, number one, you have to, if you're going to win MVP, you got to win 11 games or so. You got to win 10 or 11 games to go along with your good stat line if you're Josh Allen. And number two, and that means your defense has to be good. You should be able to stop a Cardinals offense who couldn't get the ball to their number one option in their top 4 overall draft pick in Marvin Harrison. But one time in that game. And a team that honestly is kind of fresh. That whole offense is kind of fresh as Kyler Murray tries to figure some things out there in Arizona. I would have expected, if you're going to take that pick, if you're going to feel that way about the Bills after week 1, I would have expected it to happen in a more dominant fashion. They snuck by. I was going to go squeezed, but I know squoke.
Squoze.
They squozed by the Cardinals, and that's just, to me, that I would be feeling the opposite way.
Every time I see Josh Allen, I feel like he gets better. He made less mistakes on week 1 this year than he did week 1 last year, and so on, and so forth, and so on, and so forth.
What did he play last year week 1? The Jets. They forced him in. See, that's the thing, too, with Josh Allen, is a team that forces him into mistakes, that a team that threatens him and makes him try them. That's when he starts to get into that volatile bag of, again, similar to you on that back 9 a few weeks ago, just throwing up all over himself.
And also, we got better throughout the game. 3 of the 4 touchdowns came in the 4th and 3rd quarter in the second half. Josh Allen is the reason the Bills will be a division-winning team, and that is why he is going to win the MVP this year.
Absolutely insane.
It's a regular season award, so you can poke holes into the Super Bowl claim because that would mean he'd run through the AFC. But I think regular season-wise, Josh Allen, MVP, I can see it already. He hasn't really won it yet. He hasn't really gotten many votes yet just because of where he's playing, the time of which he's playing.
Yeah.
I think it's easy.
I'll seed you this. At least you have a buddy in Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike. 6 to 10 a.m. weekdays here on ESPN 106.3. Also joins us weekly, who also feels that same way and's been feeling that way about Josh Allen in the offseason. I've got to see more, and I got to see it against better competition. We'll see what he does Thursday night against the Dolphins.
You can't say I've got to see more. The whole premise of segment 1, I know it's only one game.
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong for saying it. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't have that overreaction. I still feel fortified in the fact that Josh Allen is going to go 9-8 this year, and he's going to show you why you should not be heavily leaning on a guy that's as inconsistent as he is in big spots.
So you thought that Josh Allen should not have put his team, or really that team should not be in a place to trailing by a touchdown at halftime to the Cardinals?
They were down 14 to the Cardinals, weren't they? Like at one point, and they were trailing at the half. Like I do not think that the Bills should be in that situation. Also, if you're Josh Allen and you're really that kind of guy, I know it's just week 1, but that Cardinals defense, it should be available to be had.
Who's it throwing to?
Keon Coleman, Dalton Kincaid. He's handing it off to what's his name back there, James Cook. He is Josh Allen. He's supposed to be running it in like he did twice,
and he did.
Yeah, he did.
Seems that he's supposed to.
Let's see it Thursday. Let's see it Thursday against a real NFL team that feels like they're a contender. And speaking of those Dolphins, I do have to address this before we get to the other side with Mike Tannenbaum. Tyreek Hill and his situation with the police before their game Sunday at Hard Rock Stadium. Right now, obviously, we saw the cop cam video. I can't even get my words together right here, but you know what? Instead of the overreaction to that, I thought that Evan Cohen's teammate on Unsportsmanlike this morning, Chris Canty, summed it up perfectly when addressing this. Tyreek Hill being on the other side of what it seemed to be law enforcement overstepping the bounds of what they should have did in the situation ahead of the Dolphins versus Jaguars game. Here's Chris Canty's reaction.
This is an opportunity for the NFL to take all of that performative allyship that they had back in 2020, 2021, and 2022 and put it to good use. Because it's clear that this was an overstep by the law enforcement officers involved. They can't be trusted. It was clear and obvious to me that those officers were intent on putting Tyreek Hill in his place. They saw him driving a $250,000 car on the way to the stadium, and they decided, you know what? We're going to pull him over, and if he gives us any reason, we're going to rip him out of the car and slam him to the pavement. The police officers wanted Tyreek Hill beneath them, both literally and figuratively. And that's the kind of crap that black Americans can't stand. That's why we're so frustrated.
We could cut it. We could cut it right there. We could cut it right there because we do got to get to Mike Tannenbaum on the other side. That was Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike. We just learned now that Tyreek Hill's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, is calling for the officers involved in that incident to be fired. We know that they are on administrative duty. One of the officers involved that ripped Tyreek Hill out of his car and put him on the pavement in handcuffs. That's a developing situation. That's a story that's going to continue to bring more data points that we're going to have to learn more about and what the reinforcements or the reaction from law enforcement will be. I will say this morning we had an event at the Breakers where I was able to chop it up actually with Jeff Darlington, the ESPN NFL reporter, who, again, I told him, like, every time a big name athlete gets arrested right before their before their event, you're right there to cover it. He was there for Scottie Scheffler. He's been reporting on this Tyreek Hill incident, and from what he's been saying, it seems like, again, this is just the start. There's going to be a lot more that comes out from this.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. When you have all of the footage, before we got the body cam, we immediately knew this happened. Like, this was talked about maybe 15 minutes after it happened.
Yeah.
Like, that news broke because Tyreek Hill was very obviously driving that $250,000 car that Canty was talking about. So you immediately focus in, and Tyreek Hill is so recognizable as a jacked athlete. Like, of course you recognize it was him immediately. Yeah, this ain't going away.
Bunch of Dolphins fans outside of the stadium right before a Dolphins game, and you see a 5'8" dude who's, like, jacked on the floor, and you're like, that's Tyreek Hill. That's Tyreek Hill. Yeah, it was immediately a thing that got picked up. Super weird and strange. But, again, that's something that we'll be following closely, and it's something that has to be rectified. It's just outright outrageous. C-Cat right here with me. On the other side, we'll bring in Mike Tannenbaum to talk some ball. We're going to get his Week 1 superlatives. We're going to find out which rookie quarterback had the best debut, as well as which team he knows following 1 week is definitely not going to make the playoffs. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen with great news. It's officially football season on ESPN 106.3. Coming up next, Tua and the Miami Dolphins kick off Week 2 hosting Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills Thursday night. Pregame is at 6:15 following a special extended episode of Russo and Rizzo.
Mega Mayhem at Rapids Water Park. Mega Race, side by side. Mega Blast, zoom uphill. Mega Thrills on the first dueling water coaster in Florida. New Mega Mayhem, now open. Save 45% on a gold season pass and get free parking all season long. Only at South Florida's Mega Thrill capital, Rapids Water Park.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at PNC.com.
Your home for the Miami Dolphins in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast is ESPN 106.3.
It's time to put your fins up.
Don't miss a second of the action as Tua, Tyreek, and company look to conquer the toughest division in football.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm's coverage of the Miami Dolphins.
Home or away, Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. Regular season or postseason, the Miami Dolphins play right here on ESPN 106.3.
Presented by South Florida Ford, the Breakers Palm Beach, and PNC Bank.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We got a submission from the chat on YouTube at Theo Speaking. I know it's been only 1 week, but Devontae says the Jets are going to be good. These first two quarters of a game are basically preseason for the starters, in his opinion. That's right. It's early. A lot of players don't play in the preseason. Stop laughing, CK. It's not funny.
The first 2 or 3 games. That's what he was trying to say. The early schedule is going to be tough for the Jets.
God. I mean, do you have to just...
the first 2/3 games.
I know. I was reading it for the first time. All right. I told you I'm insecure about my reading, and here you are attacking me. Live on the radio, live on YouTube. CCat's attacking me. One guy who I know has my back, Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us, who'll be at the Super Bowl. And I wonder when's the last time our guy Mike Tannenbaum, who joins us weekly on Tuesdays to talk ball, when's the last time Mike T's been actually in the stadium for a Super Bowl? Are you an in-stadium kind of guy?
I can do both. I got some versatility, I think.
Do you? But I know a lot of people like the viewing pleasure of the Super Bowl from the crib, and I'm sure a guy with as much pull as you, Mike Tannenbaum, you likely can get tickets, probably 10 tickets per Super Bowl with as much motion as you have. So when is the last time you've actually gone in person for a Super Bowl?
It's been a while. It was at MetLife. It was the Broncos and the Seahawks. So we'll go to some events, and then I'll go home and watch the game, which is a much better experience.
How's it feel, man? How's it feel to have a week in the books, to have like all real data points, no more just random, training camp news or preseason predictions? Like, we actually have real football that just got played over the weekend.
Yeah, it's great. Let's get into it.
All right, we start off Mike Tannenbaum, who joins us here with, obviously, the big question from the day, and that is around Justin Fields being named the starter for the Steelers. Mike Tomlin leaning on practicing and preparing for him to remain in place as Russell Wilson nurses back that calf. What did you see out of Justin Fields in week 1 that tells you that, they should be confident in him going forward?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a microcosm of his career. He made some really good throws, especially, one down the sideline to George Pickens. I was yelling at the screen unsuccessfully to get George out of bounds with 1 second to go in the first half. He was way too casual, in my opinion. But I think what Justin does is he makes plays with his legs. I think he'll continue to improve as a passer, and compared to, an older, hobbled Russell Wilson, gives them a better chance to win.
Mike T, what do you think? I know that there's been a lot of, fine comb tuning through what people have said around that Niners game last night with the Jets. At what point do you think the Niners actually made the decision to hold out Christian McCaffrey, who's been dealing with that calf and potentially Achilles injury, and go with Mason, who ended up having a huge day for the Niners?
Yeah, not to word salad this thing, but both things could be true. It's coach speak. When you're a coach and you're talking to a backup, and again, context here is you're the backup to the best, arguably the best football player that's not a quarterback, and you may probably go to him 48 hours ahead of time and say, hey, man, you're starting. We don't know what's going on. We're dealing with a calf and Achilles. You're starting. That's your mindset. Now, could that change the last minute? Yeah, but I want you to think that you're starting. You could hear coaches easily say that, And a lot of times, especially with soft tissue injuries, it's a very fluid situation. So, like, I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but it's not a big deal how it may have gone down.
Right, and I feel like I can respect that as well, given how important Christian McCaffrey is to that team, what stage he is in his career, and the fact that he's a running back. You're not risking it with him if you do feel like it would have been a risky play to have him out there on Monday night. So not really something that grinds my gears as much. C-Cat, how about we play a game with Mike T? We're going to be giving out our Week 1 superlatives 1 week into the NFL season after one data point from every single one of the 32 teams. I want to know what you're most high on with each category here. So we'll start you off with the easy one. Let's go with best debut from a quarterback. Best debut from a quarterback, Mike T. Who do you give that to?
That's a good question. I would go, I like Jaden Daniels. I thought he played well. He made plays with his arm. He made plays with his legs. They wound up losing. Mike Evans made a couple of great plays in that game. But, compared to Caleb Williams, I thought Jaden Daniels played a heck of a game.
Yeah, I looked at Jaden Daniels. I was watching on Red Zone, and I saw the stat sheet, and his top 3 targets were running back, tight end. Ertz, Eckler, Robinson Jr. Do you read into that at all from an observer, from your standpoint, Mike T?
Coach Belichick made this point the other day, guys. Yards across the board were down. I think that's a byproduct of two things. One, it's kind of where the sport is going, but secondly, it's opening day and not a lot of people, as we saw, played a lot in the preseason. So I think, especially for younger players, it's like, hey, let's get the ball out of their hands and a lot of run after the catch. But I would like to think as the season goes on, we'll see the ball get pushed down the field more. And his first throw was terrible, but after that, I thought Jaden Daniels actually played well, and I thought, really good poise. And some of the things you look at is Caleb Williams was his home. Washington with Tampa Bay. Todd Bowles, great defense, and they didn't have any turnovers, not too many penalties. So from that standpoint, I was encouraged.
Mike Tannenbaum joining us with some superlatives from Week 1 of the NFL season. How about this one? Most concerning performance from a team. Most concerning following 1 week into this NFL season.
Yeah, Theo, maybe this is recency bias, but, if we were going to be playing the 49ers guys and we were on defense and we said Trent Williams wasn't going to be in training camp, Brandon Ayuk wasn't going to be in training camp, and Christian McCaffrey wasn't going to play, I think the three of us would be doing backflips. And the Jets couldn't slow him down at all. I mean, let's face it, the 49ers basically played keep away. I don't think Aaron Rodgers played great. I don't think he played terrible, but he really didn't have a lot of opportunities because the Jet defense was so bad. I was very disappointed in their performance.
Lowest time of possession in Aaron Rodgers' 200-plus game career, 20 minutes and about 20 seconds last night. It was not fun. It was not a fun watch if you were a Jets fan. Mike Tannenbaum joining us, giving some NFL superlatives following Week 1. How about this? As a GM, you can respect this one. 1 week into the season, best offseason acquisition. Which player proved their GM smart?
Yeah, I think that's ESPN West Palm Beach and having theoretically speaking.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Whoever the general manager is around here needs a raise. I rock with it.
We have a GM.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, you're right. That was an idiotic take of me. I was thinking like sports GM, and then you're right. We have an actual general manager here. Shout out to the Prince. Mike Tannenbaum, one last one since you want to give that. That was a nice hedge right there. And of course, we're going to take it because you buttered us up here on Theoretically Speaking. One last one from the NFL Week 1. If there's a contender, a team that walked into the season believing we can win a Super Bowl, we can compete at the highest level, after 1 week, is there any of the teams that have that level of expectation that you don't think should be considered in that category going forward?
Yeah, the one that comes to mind, guys, would be Cincinnati. Now, look, they had a weird game. Gesicki's touchdown was nullified. They had 2 fumbles, one going into the end zone. So I get that. But if you want to have home playoff games and meaningfully have a chance to compete with, Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson in January, you want to be at home. And you can't lose a home game against a team that's in a massive rebuild with a starting quarterback that is, a very competent, but let's face it, the quintessential journeyman. That just can't happen. And I was really disappointed that even with the turnovers that Cincinnati didn't figure out a way to win.
That was the NFL Superlatives with Mike Tannenbaum. On the way out the door, though, I do have a question because CCAT, you put it on the show sheet, and I would love to get Mike T's opinion on it. It follows the Jets, and it's about Garrett Wilson. I mean, his connection with Aaron Rodgers from what you saw last night, just how high are you on that? How prolific do you think that can be as they continue to gel, knowing that they didn't really play through the preseason?
Yeah, look, he can certainly be a top 5, receiver. He's fast. He has great hands, great run after the catch. Of course, you'd be a little worried about his size. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but boy, I thought he was impressive last night, especially early on. And again, like in fairness to the Jet offense, like they just didn't get enough at bats.
Yeah, that's going to hurt you when you're not getting those reps in, and then you have to start off with a team that was just in the Super Bowl last year. Mike T, appreciate you for pulling up. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, giving us some superlatives, and maybe we'll see you in New Orleans rocking out to some Kendrick Lamar at halftime. Huh?
Love it. All right. Thanks, guys.
That's our guy, Mike Tannenbaum. His presence, his appearances here on Theoretically Speaking, always brought to you by Eisner Amper, and he pulls up with the good stuff, man. I love the fact that he is crediting Jaden Daniels even in that blowout loss. He did look extremely good. And you think about the other rookie quarterbacks, of course, we didn't get a chance to see from Michael Penix Jr. J.J. McCarthy is out for the year. Bo Nix looked terrible, even as he dinked and dunked his way through the field when he tried the Seattle Seahawks defense. It ended up going the other way. Caleb Williams threw for 93 yards.
I've got a conspiracy about Mike Tannenbaum. Mike Tannenbaum's going to join the airwaves of ESPN West Palm later today.
Yeah.
He's going to join Rizzo and Russo.
Yes.
Russo
and Rizzo will be the correct way to say it, but yes.
4:45 p.m. he's going to join. I think he's holding back.
Whoa.
I think he has something in the chamber for a debut performance on Russo and Rizzo. I think he was holding back on us, and I'm waiting until he got off the phone to say it.
You think, first of all, if you thought that, you should have confronted him with it right then.
I raised my hand. He didn't see me.
Okay. So I'm happy that he's making his debut on Russo and Rizzo, which follows this show now at 4 o'clock. But if I find out that he was treating us like a NBA back-to-back game and we're the Washington Wizards and next up is the Boston Celtics,
the tune-up,
I'm going to be damn mad at Mike Tannenbaum. I don't know how I'm going to take it out on you, Mike T. But if I find out that Mike T is treating us like the Thursday night football game that veterans sit out on, is treating us like what's the comparison in baseball? What would be a baseball comparison to that? Where you're
it's a getaway game. It's the last home game of your homestand before a road trip, and you pretty much just punt on your lineup and get a lot of your guys out of the lineup to give them a bonus rest day.
If I find out that's what Mike Tannenbaum did to us here on Theoretically Speaking, after he buttered us up with that NFL question I gave right there, I don't know. I don't really have a plan of action, C-Cat. Just like you who cowered away and didn't say anything on the air, I'm not going to say anything that's going to get myself in trouble either. I'm a smart man.
Give our best JC impression.
Yeah.
Just send out cryptic tweets.
Yeah, there we go.
Man, these insiders nowadays think they're better than everybody.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm going to, I'll ask Josh, I'll ask our guy JC how to properly subtweet. I'll take a course from him, and I'll deliver some out because that would be disrespectful, wrong, and I would not like it. A place that is never going to disrespect you. It's only going to put you in the proper position to succeed, especially during football season, especially if you have an empty stomach and a full vision of locking in on some games. Duffy Sports Grill, Duffy'sMVP.com. That's where you go to become a rewards member, and Duffy Sports Grill is where you pull up on any day of the week to tap in. Watch some games. 80 or more televisions at every single Duffy's location. You got the jumbo wings. You got the award-winning burgers. C-Cat and I had one of those giant pretzels.
Bavarian, I heard.
One of those starters. What is it?
The big giant pretzel. And then in the details, like under the title of the food, Bavarian.
Bavarian.
Of Bavaria.
Of Bavaria.
Buff.
That might be where you're going.
Maybe.
You don't know because you have a random trip coming up that you don't know where the location will be. You know it'll be out of the States. What I do know is they won't have a Duffy Sports Grill, so you won't be able to enjoy their new football starters like the house-made fried pickles. How about some smoked fish dip? Gridiron nachos, crispy fried green beans, loaded and barbecue pig skins. That's just a little taste. That's a little hint. a little appetizer of what you can lock in on at Duffy's, Duffy'sMVP.com. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on. Wow. We do need to get closer to the break here. We get to get to the other hour because we have the Safe Bound Get Around. We also have Tina pulling up with her tales from the Bachelorette trip, which was in Utah. Which, that's a cool place. Have you been to Utah before, C-Cat?
Never. I feel like if you want the bride to make it to the wedding and you don't want anything frisky happening, I think you bring her to Utah. I think that makes sense.
Utah's like the least, like, you know what, though? We'll find out. But I don't think of Utah when we think, bachelorette trips, party trips, like kicking it. It's a nice cabin place, a nice chill family environment.
On the spectrum of if you are a husband who has a wife who is known for being a little promiscuous, and she said, I'm going on a bachelorette trip.
Hold on.
The worst end of the spectrum would probably be, I'm going to a girls' trip to Miami.
Yes.
The other end of the spectrum, I think it's a girls' trip to Utah.
Yes. Also, I will say, just as a hint, no matter where your wife or significant other or girlfriend is taking a trip to, if she's known for being promiscuous,
don't judge.
If she's known for being promiscuous,
got a rep. Just
do we know the proper definition for promiscuous?
You can sleep around and still be married. Like, that's a thing that people do. It's very sad.
That's true in Utah because I've been. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting into that. Actually, my wife Ashley's been watching this show.
Heard about it.
Yeah, like moms of Mormon moms of TikTok or something like that. I don't know what it is, but apparently, like they got in trouble. They got in a little bit of a scandal because they were doing a little this, little that, a little bit of this, kind of like, hey, here's the menu. Anybody can have whatever they want. Type stuff.
Let's go to break. Yeah,
you got uncomfortable just now.
I did.
Don't get so uncomfortable, C-Cat. To get you back comfortable, we'll strap up our seatbelts and we'll hit on the Safe Bound Get Around, some of the hot topics through the NFL, and then we got Tina on the other side talking about their bachelorette trip in Utah. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
As Floridians, we know storms are a part of life, and hurricane season is here. That's why it's so important to be prepared. At FPL, we're working every day year-round to get ready for storm season. And we want to make sure you're ready too. So develop a plan, stock up on supplies, and secure your home before severe weather hits. Visit fpl.com/storm for a storm guide and download our mobile app to get real-time updates. FPL, working for you every single day.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you so you can drive home your new Kia today. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Hello, is this thing on? I repeat, Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic wants to approve you for a new Kia today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or go online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval term.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Before we get on the Safebound Get Around, I have to clear my name because there's been accusations all throughout the office that I undermined our quote-unquote general manager, Stephanie Prince here at ESPN West Palm. Well, I'm a man that is a journalist, that is objective, and I take the facts in. And when I look at her signature from her emails, which I read my emails every day on time, it says Vice President / Market Manager. Now, I understand on the commercial, she calls herself the general manager. And that doesn't help me. But we technically don't have a general manager. We have a market manager. So I was right.
I think the general manager holds a little bit of weight to it. You know exactly what the GM is of an organization.
Yeah.
Whether it is in media, whether it is in sports, the GM, people know that. They recognize.
It's true. She serves the exact role. I mean, she is the general manager. You know, it's terminology here. We use different terminology. We don't say coworkers. We say teammate. We don't say general manager. We say market manager. So me being a company man with Good Karma Brands, I had to clear the air. Just make sure people know that's what was going on there. I didn't misspeak. I keep it G. All right, it's time to get on the Safebound Get Around. We're hitting the hot topics all across the nation in sports, and we do so on our favorite vehicle, our favorite way to get around, the Safebound Get Around.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Check it go. I get around.
The Safebound Get Around. You're safe with Safebound, and so was my sister. She used Safebound Moving and Storage to move out of her Fort Lauderdale apartment out to the great state of Georgia, the Peach State. And it was seamless. It was perfect. It worked out smoothly for her. In fact, it came when she was a bit in a pinch. She had some moving help on the way, and that help actually had a flight delay. This was over Labor Day weekend, and you know how it can be trying to travel out of Labor Day weekend and not being able to make that connector. Well, good thing she had dialed up Safebound Moving and Storage before making a backup plan to also have some help, because they hooked her up. They got that thing in the truck. They got all those boxes and everything moved out of there. There was no liability on her when it comes to trying to lift couches and hurt your own back, or moving bed frames out of rooms, and now you're nicking up the walls and you got to pay for an actual you got to pay your security deposit back. No. Safebound Moving and Storage, you're safe with Safebound. That's why they do it. They're based in West Palm Beach. They can move you within the state. They can move you out of the state. They can move you to the state. Safebound Moving and Storage, they're the place to go if you're on the go.
Next stop. First stop of the Safebound Get Around brings us to Bristol, Connecticut, because the media company The Spun had a March Madness-style bracket where fans voted on the most annoying person in football media. Out of the 64-person field, Stephen A. Smith took the honor over Skip Bayless in the finals.
It's because you're oversaturated with Stephen A. Smith, so I get it. Because I don't even think of him when I think of football media. He's more basketball media or just general talking head. The most annoying person in football media, though, is clearly Nick Wright. And I'm a Chiefs fan. And at times I cannot stand hearing that dude and some of his takes and the way that he delivers them. He's very annoying, and I think he does it on purpose, so I'm not mad at him. But yeah, he's definitely, he just looks annoying sometimes.
Nick Wright is often right. So
we have a real eater here.
Yeah, he's often right.
A certified eater.
You know who actually is the most annoying person in football media?
Oh.
He happens to come onto these airwaves in about, I don't know, an hour and 3 minutes. His name is Mike Rizzo,
You
dude.
might be right.
Tap me on the shoulder when I get in. Got a lot of stuff going on today. I'm working really hard in the studio. Got something to say? Got something to say to me? Because he picked the Jets. Okay, dude. Okay. I don't care.
Got one right.
Jeez.
Week 1, he got one right. He's excited. He's celebrating. He's popping champagne. Not used to winning. Not used to winning. And we get that. Ohio State fan.
Next stop.
Browns fan.
We go to the Yinzers.
Cavaliers fan.
That's what they call themselves in Pittsburgh, Yinzers. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The
Nice.
Steelers are preparing Justin Fields to start versus the Broncos per coach Mike Tomlin.
You know I'm a terrible person because, you know, sometimes I like to troll my friends. Me and my buddy is a Falcons fan. I put 20 on the game. I beat him. And then afterwards, I played him in Madden a little later, picked the Steelers, put Justin Fields in, beat him again by a lot. I added this in here literally just to dunk on my boy Nate. Do you have anything on this, Fields starting for the Steelers?
No, it's going to be very hard to see Russell Wilson take any snaps this year unless Fields gets hurt. And that's a really awkward situation to have.
There's no packages for Russell Wilson. See, Fields could have played if Wilson was the starter because you can make packages for him around the goal line. There's no package for Russell Wilson. So you're right. If Fields holds on to this job, Russell Wilson could have 0 pass attempts for the Steelers, and that's not out of the question.
Next stop.
East Rutherford, New Jersey, because Giants edge Kayvon Thibodeau is taking a page out of Coach Prime's book and dismissing a media member following Sunday's absurdly embarrassing 28-6 loss to the Vikings in Week 1. Take a listen to this.
I know that a lot's on you guys in the pass rush up front. Like this team's supposed to be built on how much.
Anybody else got questions?
What's
Kayvon, what happened?
Why is that a big
Go ahead.
for you?
Go ahead.
You can't do that after a game where you also didn't show up. Like, I just don't. Taking out your frustration on the media when they're not being outright disrespectful, when they're literally just doing their job, is just not a good look, especially not in that market and especially not on that stage. Kayvon Thibodeau's young. He'll figure it out. He'll get it together, but that's just idiotic.
Yeah, last time we saw this, it was also a player in a Jets uniform, Evan Neal.
Yeah.
Same thing. He was not taking shots in the media, but taking out his anger on his own team against the fans.
Too, yeah.
Saying what, they're going to go back to their fast food jobs? Like, I'm going to go play football tomorrow? Not a good look, Giants. It is ugly turned worse.
Absolutely bad. I will say the one time that when somebody flexed on fans I actually appreciated was when LeBron James lost that finals with the Heat, and he sat up there on the podium and was like, yeah, y'all got to go back to y'all's lives tomorrow. I'm still going to be LeBron James when I wake up tomorrow. I was like, damn, he's right. He's right. I was mad, so I was hurt. JJ Barea locked him down, but he kind of dunked on him. Pretty good.
Next stop.
Chicago, Illinois. When Caleb Williams was drafted, this is a story that goes back a couple months.
Yeah.
When Caleb Williams got drafted, he texted the punter of the Bears, Torrey Taylor, that he wouldn't have to punt much. Well, Week 1, the Bears punted 6 times on Sunday versus the Titans, the third most of any team in Week 1. 270 punt yards.
Well, how many passing
Taylor.
yards did they get then? Because if Taylor, 4th-round pick, had 270 punt yards, maybe Caleb Williams, he outdid him.
Double digits.
93.
It's tough.
Caleb Williams, that's bad. That's bad. I mean, you can't do things like this. I'm glad the text was public. I hate when people do the show the text or show the receipts afterwards because that's cowardly, kind of like when Jason Tatum showed us that he texted Kobe Bryant. But he did it after the game, after they won. Yeah, show me before the game because there were a lot of games that you lost, and I'm sure you did the same thing, Jason. I'm looking at you.
Hey,
All right.
Torrey Taylor for Pro Bowl. Vote him in.
He's well on his way.
Yeah, on pace.
He's punting that ball often, Caleb. You're a liar. You're a big fat liar. Why would you deceive your teammate? Oh, that's it.
Stop.
That was the end of the get around.
Yeah, we got right back to West Palm Beach.
Well, how about this? I'll get back to addressing the rumors and the accusations here in West Palm Beach. Because here goes a message from ESPN West Palm, the official account jumping in our show chat here on YouTube. What does he think I do? That's a quote directly apparently from the ESPN West Palm quote-unquote GM. To which I would tell her, Miss Stephanie Prince.
Oh,
first
you know
of
who
all,
she is. Nice.
Right, yeah, well, shut up. I'll tell her, if you did say that, if this is a real quote from our quote-unquote general manager, Stephanie Prince, I will say this. No, C-Cat, I'm not done. You're trying to save me from getting in trouble? I don't care. All right? I'm on fire right now. Miss Prince did a great job being a GM, selecting Theoretically Speaking, getting this on the airwaves right here, 2 to 4, giving us the extra hour. We're appreciative. But your signature says you're the market manager and the vice president. So I'm only respecting what you gave me on wax. I'm a journalist. I'm objective. I go by the facts. What do you have to say, C-Cat?
Mrs. Prince.
Mrs. Prince.
Go to break. Get out of here.
We might not even be back for happy hours. We're theoretically speaking, for now, on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Habitat for Humanity of Greater Palm Beach County invites you to rediscover the Restores. Donate your new and gently used items or shop for great deals up to 60% off every day. Sales of donated items help Habitat for Humanity partner with local families to build and repair safe and affordable homes in our community. They are now offering easy online scheduling and faster pickup times. Schedule today with any of their 5 locations or visit habitatgreaterpbc.org to learn more. That's habitatgreaterpbc.org.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Welcome into the happy hour. It is now happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. It's always happy hour when it's the second hour. We're always happy here when we bring in Tina in the Wild to pull up on us, and she's fresh off of her bachelorette trip in the what do you call it?
I just told you.
Utah.
Yes.
What part of Utah though? Like
Park City.
Park City, Utah.
Yeah. Deerfield Valley.
How close is that like to Salt Lake City?
It was about like an hour from the airport.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great time, though.
Amazing time. It was amazing.
We're going to dig into that bachelorette trip. We also, I need your help in my defense right now as my name, my character, everything's been called into question ever since apparently I'm getting people's titles wrong around here. And most importantly, Tina, CCAT, who's on the ones and twos on the other side of the glass, we have to give our overreaction to week 1 of the NFL because that's how it works. That's how you do it. But, Tina, on this show, we're doing it a little differently because we're phrasing it differently. And the way we'll go is we understand it's overreaction. We understand it's a small sample size. So I know it was only one game. But, and for me, after seeing all 32 teams in action, seeing a quarterback go down that had a promising future and will be back this year in Jordan Love, seeing the Kansas City Chiefs win by the toe of Isaiah Likely being out of bounds, and also seeing Monday Night Football and the New York Jets, who were so primed, so amped up, so geared up to get back out there on the football field with their fearless leader, Aaron Rodgers, number 8, and then see what they did, the show that they put out there at Levi Stadium against the 49ers. I know it was only one game, but my confidence in the 49ers, my confidence in the New York Jets is already waning. I picked them to win the AFC East in the offseason. CCAT had the Bills. Nobody here has the Dolphins. I feel like the Jets have all of the making to be able to be that team that gets over the hill, that has the elite defense, great running game, number 1 option in Garrett Wilson, and a quarterback who has been there before. They should be the team to win the AFC East. I'm sticking with my pick, but boy, is my confidence not waning because, Tina, they look like a hot pile of garbage in prime time in a game where they were going up against a team that had all kind of questions this offseason. I am all the way flattened, Tina, and for you missed most of week 1 of the NFL because you were partying in Utah.
I did. I was traveling all day yesterday. I was living it up in Park City, Utah. So I'll be honest, I watched nada. So I didn't watch anything.
And that, you know what? You didn't miss much because it was 1 of 17. And of course, we were all amped up for it. We were excited to watch it because it means a lot to get a data point out there. But CCAT himself has an overreaction that I think goes a little bit too far because he thinks, I mean, you're familiar with Josh Allen.
Yes.
Big burly quarterback out there in Buffalo. Just barreling dudes around.
Cutie patootie.
Is he cute? He's a cute guy?
Oh, yeah. Josh Allen's a cute guy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Is he like
Haley Seinfeld, his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Beautiful.
I never heard anybody like say anything about Josh Allen's appearance. It's my first time hearing it. Is this a thing?
Yeah, I didn't know he was a heartthrob. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I like him.
I think so.
Like, if I did that, I'd be into him.
If you did what?
Was into that.
In the
like that. If I like dudes, I would like Josh Allen. There's he's my type.
Yeah, he will be your type.
Yeah. Corn-fed, just salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Wyoming boy. Got a type, Theo.
Watch yourself if you're a corn-fed Wyoming boy around CCAT. You might just have him rethinking things. Now, if. But you think that after his Week 1 performance against the Cardinals, that he's going to win the MVP and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, I was thoroughly convinced. And you know what? I have another New York quarterback that I was also thoroughly convinced after Week 1.
Oh,
and it's easy to say now after watching Vikings Giants, but it was only one game. But Daniel Jones will not play 2025 in a Giants uniform. They will move on from him. They will not start next season as quarterback. I don't know how it's going to happen between now and Week 1 next year, but that is over. It's done. Forget about it.
I feel bad for Daniel Jones. I feel like we never say good things about him.
Well, he doesn't do good things on the football field.
I know. There's just never good things about him. I think I saw like a graphic that he had more interceptions than touchdowns last night. This weekend.
He has more pick sixes, which are, you know what a pick six is.
Yes.
Than touchdown passes since he signed, and this is why you shouldn't feel bad for him, Tina, a 4-year, $160 million deal.
I know. That's a lot of money.
Don't feel bad for that dude. He got paid. Like, he's good.
He did get paid.
Yeah.
He needs to perform.
Well, he's not.
I
don't
know.
think he has it. I fear he does not have the facilities to perform. And also, I do fear, I'll take it a step further, C-Cat. He's saying Daniel Jones won't wear a Giants uniform in 2025. I agree with Jalen right here in the YouTube chat. Daniel Jones won't wear a uniform in 2025.
Oh, wow.
Who the hell is signing up for Daniel Jones on their roster in 2025? I would have to look at what the cap situation would be, because if the Giants do cut him, obviously the next team wouldn't have to pay him if they pick him up, similar to what happened with Russell Wilson. The reason why the Steelers are only paying $1 million for Russell Wilson to back up Justin Fields now. Why would you add Daniel Jones to your team?
He's going to drop the New York blue for the Amazon Prime blue. That's where you'll see Daniel Jones.
An analyst?
No. A delivery man.
Oh.
You know the vest.
I wore the vest.
I was going to say, you've donned the Amazon Prime blue.
One of my last jobs before I got here was dropping packages off. And I will say, though, you don't want a guy like Daniel Jones delivering packages for Amazon because he's got butterfingers.
Oh.
You don't want him dropping your package.
Or he'll throw it to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
He might drop it off at the wrong door. He does that more than he drops it off at the right door. You got to give him a job where it's more like desk work. You want him at a desk work job for Daniel Jones. Kay Adams did. You said we don't say anything good about him. Kay Adams was complimenting his new facial hair in the offseason. You know Kay Adams from Up and Adams?
Yes.
So there are some good things going for him. I think he's more handsome this year is what we're hearing.
I did see a picture of him, and he definitely looked better looking.
Yeah.
If it is the facial hair, then that's working for him.
There you go.
Maybe the football's not, but the looks are.
So he could maybe do something like in modeling, or Daniel Jones could potentially be an Instagram influencer. Maybe he can see if DJ Uyunglele could hook him up with one of those NIL deals, like something in front of the camera.
We're going to see a Russell Wilson-style trade happen. Like, it has to be. I mean, we always talked about who's going to take on that contract of Russell Wilson after the data points he put on the field in Denver 2 years. Daniel Jones hasn't given you anything great since the Minnesota Vikings playoff win. Nothing. He looked like absolute garbage week in and week out.
I just don't. And my thing is, I mean, to be a head coach in the NFL, to be an offensive coordinator at that level, you have to have an undying belief in yourself. You have to be irrationally confident at some point. I don't think there's anybody irrational enough to think that if Brian Daboll couldn't figure it out in New York, and yes, the circumstances have been tough because the O-line was abysmal last year. There haven't been any weapons. This year, their only real weapon is Malik Neighbors, who's a rookie. But if Brian Daboll couldn't figure it out with Daniel Jones, and if the 1 year of him figuring it out is that stat line that Daniel Jones did have that year, where they won the playoff game, where it was like 15 touchdowns and like 5 picks, that's what got him the deal. who in their right mind is going to convince themselves they can get good football play out of Daniel Jones? It just seems like a waste of time. I'm glad he got his bag, run off into the sunset with your millions and millions of dollars, and again, find a new angle. I'm sure that every play, like Thanasis Antetokounmpo, big shouts to him because it's a GKB podcast, so everybody should go subscribe. Thanalysis, he's got a podcast. I think Daniel Jones can make a podcast.
It was a mistake to draft him 6 overall, and he's been held on this weird pedestal in New York where they believe they've committed to it. They're pot committed to Daniel Jones.
They paid him, so they
right, both kind of staking their reputation on him. We're drafting this guy 6 overall to be our franchise quarterback. That's how much we're buying into this guy, even though he would have fallen outside the top 10 and they would have drafted him with their second pick in that draft. And now they are literally, as you mentioned, pot committed by paying him that massive contract.
Over with, man.
So I have a question. Do you think, though, like, sometimes there's scenarios where, like, you're just not surrounded by the best people to make you, like, the best?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like,
you're not supported enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Daniel Jones? Like, do we think that I have not focused on him whatsoever.
Yeah.
So if he were to go to another team, maybe with a better support system, do you think he would perform better, or do we just think he's just not it?
I think he's not it. And I think there could be a perfect scenario for him out there. Like, yeah, if you put him on, I wouldn't even say the Niners offense, because Kyle Shanahan feels like a guy where you got to be quicker on timing. Like, maybe you put him on one of those Shane Steichen offenses, maybe the year that Jalen Hurts took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Like, you give him A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you give him a guy like Saquon Barkley in the backfield, you surround him with Dallas Goedert, a good offensive line, and yeah, sure, I'm sure he can make the playoffs again. He made the playoffs and won a playoff game before, but he's not like, even in that season, he wasn't an MVP candidate like Jalen Hurts. He was a middling quarterback.
He played a bunch of seasons with a top 5 generational running back in this era. He played with Saquon Barkley, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, he was holding the offense down. He also had a great receiving tight end for a couple years in Darren Waller.
Yeah.
And I know mentally Darren Waller kind of went out to the farm somewhere and
that was after,
disappeared.
That was after. Maybe it's because he played with Daniel Jones.
He drove him
Too
crazy.
many hospital balls. Yeah, drove him crazy. I don't know. Like, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Get well, Darren Waller. Get well. Even though he did lose his lady, who I'm sure that
Kelsey
hurt.
Plum.
Kelsey Plum, yeah.
Made a music
Drop-dead
video.
gorgeous.
And you
Love her.
Imagine making a music video about a public relationship and hiring an actress to play that former significant other. That's what he did.
He's out of his mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but that literally is what he's showing signs of outside of the music video. There's been other signs as well. Get well. Get help, because it doesn't look pretty for Darren Waller. I want to take a quick pause in this because I want to get to your bachelorette trip, excavations is the wrong word. Excursions. Yes, I want to get to that because I need to hear some of those tales first. Before we jump into that, though, I want to tell y'all quickly about some champions, because the Kaiser University golf coaching program is right on that flagship campus where all the champions live. I'll tell y'all about the 22 NAIA national championships that they have. Well, they didn't get those red banners just because they brought in good athletes. They got those red banners at Kaiser because they have great coaching. And they also have great coaching at the Golf Coaching Center, KaiserGolfCenter.com. That's where I tune up my golf game. That's where you should as well. We're about to get into season. And you know when season hits, them golf courses are flooded with people. Not the rain that we've been getting all summer long, with people. And if you want to get out there and compete at a high level, if you want to get out there in your scrambles and be a guy that they can rely on to make shots, you want to go to Kaiser Golf Center. Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, KaiserGolfCenter.com. They got a 2,000 square foot indoor facility where you can tune up your golf game, 3 different hitting bays, ball flight technology. They got elite coaches. KaiserGolfCenter.com. That's where you should go. You can tune up every tool in your toolkit. Toolkit would be the golf bag right there.
Yeah.
See what I did?
I heard.
Like tool and yeah. It's a little golf terminology, a little jargon. KaiserGolfCenter.com, lock in. C-Cat, did you like that? Did you appreciate that as a guy that just hit the links this morning?
Yeah, man. You found, just right at home.
Yeah.
Just one of the guys.
living the life.
He is.
On the golf course in the morning, on the radio in the afternoon.
Yeah, Hawaiian shirts every day.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It got tense, the golf course. These old dudes behind us thought we were playing too slow. So they called the marshal to speed us up.
Marshal.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty embarrassing. Not gonna lie.
That's ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, when you called a marshal on me, I don't actually know what I would do. I would just be like, sorry about that, sir. I'll speed up my play.
Skip a few holes.
The twosome we were paired with was a lot less submissive than me and Kay Chumslin, ESPN West Palm, a reporter on ESPN West Palm play.
So they fought back.
They fought back. They were angry.
Okay, good.
We're on a 2-hour pace. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was
like that.
Go get him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing, but you go get him.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, because I'm more of a novice in the golf game, like I would assume that what I'm doing might not be on par for what's going on.
Right.
And also, I take offense when people just assume that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing on the golf course. So it's a weird battle for me. But generally, I'm just like, yeah, I'm sure whatever. Yeah, I'll concede this round.
You don't like when they assume before or after they take a look at your swing?
Before the swing.
Okay. But once you swing, okay, yeah.
Once I swing it a couple times, if you started making assumptions, I'll be like, yeah, I mean, you've seen. It's not even an assumption at that point. It's more of an assessment. It's more of an assessment. But that swing is getting better and better with the Kaiser Golf Center.
Oh, yeah.
Tina, you're back.
I'm here.
We missed you for a week. We expanded the show to 2 hours last week on Monday. You were there for that, and then you left us. You left us for a whole week. You went to Tampa. You went to Utah. And what the heck had you in Pride Falls, Utah?
No.
What was it again?
Park City.
Park
I
City.
was in Deer Valley.
Deer Valley.
Yes. So I went on a bachelorette trip for one of my friends. It was Thursday, and then and then I came back yesterday.
Single ladies bachelorette trip.
Yep, flying all day. It was, you said excursions. If you had me on Instagram, Tina in the Wild, you could have went through the whole bachelorette trip with me. It was all over my story.
Yes.
You got to see everything that we did. It was awesome. We did UTVing. We swam in a crater. We did a boat day. We just went shopping in the town of Park City. We went to St. Regis. We did so much stuff. It was amazing. We played games inside. We had surprises for the soon-to-be bride. It was a great time overall. Amazing time.
Yeah.
It was in a lot of activities. I'm exhausted. I slept on both my plane rides yesterday home because I'm beat.
Now, we do have to address something. Hold on a second, C-Cat, because this is it gets serious right here. We can cut the music here. We have to address one of the texts because this morning, Tina texted C-Cat and I following her big bachelorette trip for celebrating a teammate here who is getting off to go get married.
Yes.
Y'all went to Utah.
Yes.
C-Cat and I assumed it was a flawless trip. Viewing your Instagram stories, I felt like I was in Sioux Falls, Utah as well.
Park City,
Utah. I felt like I was there with y'all, going through y'all's pictures and stories. It was a great time.
Yes.
But in this text, as you recapture your experience with us, there was one line that stood out to both C-Cat and I.
Yeah.
It says, no drama on the trip overall. Really fun. If there was really no drama on this bachelorette trip, why would you have pointed that out? Why would you say that, Tina?
I'm shocked that that's the line you pointed out.
No,
I think that. So I said that because
what was the drama?
There was literally no drama, and I think that
who doesn't like who? When you have two girlfriend groups come together, there's one dominant one and one submissive one, and clashing for the alpha.
Yes. There had to be some kind of drama or a fight on this trip. You wouldn't have said no drama if there wasn't drama because we never would have assumed.
Wow, I did not think that was the line you're going to point out. No, I think, there was 5 different friend groups that were all into one. And that's what's
definitely drama.
Hunger Games.
I feel like it's almost like you think that most bachelorette trips, there is drama. And that's where it's shocking when you do go on these bachelorette trips with 10 girls, 13 girls, there is usually some sort of drama on these trips. And there was literally none. We all, it was so cool to meet, different friends of different eras of this girl Allie, the bride to be, her name's Allie, of her life. You met her sister-in-law, you met who is married to her brother, then you met her soon-to-be husband's sister, you met her childhood friends, family friends, you met people through her fiance's career.
Wait, did you say her soon-to-be husband's sister was on the trip too?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That's cohesive.
Yeah.
That's nice.
There was 5 to 6 different kind of friends and families and connections of Allie that all came together in one, and there was no drama. And that's what's so great is because I feel like a lot of times, I've been on bachelorette trips that you have to put aside if there is drama, this is all for the bride. We're here for the bride. We're here to celebrate her. And I have been on trips where there was drama, and this was not at all. This was so fun.
C-Cat doesn't believe you.
I'm sorry that you got to find out this way, Tina.
Yeah.
But the fact
Was
of the matter
I the
is,
drama?
yes.
You
yes.
see it. You
It
feel
was
it.
all good in Tina world.
Yeah.
And then once Tina left to grab a drink, everyone was like, "Can you believe? Can you believe her? I know, wearing that to Utah."
Oh my God.
That's how it went.
No, I think that a lot of people assume that like when you go on big bachelorette trips with a huge group of girls, like there is drama, and there was no drama at all.
Okay.
None. It was again overall so great and a fun time.
C-Cat, if you were to go on a bachelor trip for your own self, would you invite your wife's or soon-to-be wife's brother?
Well, that's the plot of The Hangover. Or the Hangover 2. Sorry, Hangover 2 when Stan gets married. Yes, it's the wife's brother. Like, hey, he's always inside playing his video games. Please, he's going to go to college. Wanting to show him a good time. So, and it goes horribly wrong. And that's my only basis of this. So, no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Interesting.
I would have and it's easier to say on this side. Yeah, I would have did it. I would have did it. Yeah, of course I would have did it. My boy David, yeah. Much love, but I didn't.
I feel like those events are also to make the wedding better. So that everyone there has kind of been together before, so it's not awkward, the actual ceremony and the actual reception, so that people are in the same room once before that. So I guess maybe.
Yeah, it's cool to do. And honestly, too, like, especially if you're going to a nice place like that, like Utah, like, what were some of the events y'all did? ATVing, you did some skiing. Not skiing, I'm kidding. I know. It's Utah, though. I had to.
Yes, we did UTVing. So UTVing is a little just different from ATVing because UTVing is like there's a roof, there's doors around you and stuff. We swam in this crater. We did a boat day on a lake, which was really cool. We ended up going to like the St. Regis. They're known for like the Bloody Marys. And it's like amazing. I didn't get a Bloody Mary. I got an espresso martini.
Okay, because Bloody Marys are not good.
Nope, I got an espresso martini.
Are you a
with
Bloody
tequila.
Mary guy?
I like Bloody Marys.
No, I'm afraid of tomato juice. Continue.
Okay.
He has a fear
Why
of-
are you afraid of tomato juice?
He knew he had to address that. He
Yes.
said continue.
Don't come to me.
Okay, we'll leave him out. We'll figure out his fear of tomato juice later on. And hopefully wherever you go, I hope wherever they send you for your mystery vacation, it's known for just robust tomato juice and Bloody Marys. Like, I hope that you delve into that culture.
Maybe. We'll see.
That's hilarious. But no, it was, we did, as I mentioned, ATVing. We swam in a crater. We did a boat day. We went around the city, Park City, and we shopped. We went to all these amazing restaurants and had delicious food. It was, again, overall a great trip and very fun.
With just so everybody in their car knows, and everyone back at home, on YouTube, in the studio, in the office, if you're listening, no drama.
Oh, yeah.
No drama.
Absolutely none.
Just like, don't even think that there was drama on this trip.
None at all.
My gosh. Like, the opposite of drama.
In fact.
Yeah. It was just harmony.
Wait, I have a question actually, because you mentioned like if you like were to invite like your girlfriend's, like, you know, if she had brothers or whatnot.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about how you have to sometimes ask your like significant others, like siblings, to be like your bridesmaid or your groomsman? Like, I feel like that's a really tough spot for some people because you feel like that's about to be, you know, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and you sometimes feel pressured. Like, I feel like I have to ask them.
Yeah. I didn't feel that pressure because I had too many groomsmen already.
Okay.
Like, I actually had one more than Ashley had bridesmaids. So that didn't, and Ashley's my wife. I mean, you can use context at that point. So I didn't feel that pressure, but honestly, it wouldn't have been pressure because I'm actually cool with her brothers. So if it would have been her, the eldest of her brothers, I would have picked him and we would have rocked.
Wait, so is there a pressure for the groom to do that? To like include?
Some people like really requested like heavily.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I want you to include my brother or sister.
I feel like it sometimes like comes from the parents of like, we want them to like be a part of your bridal party.
Like a thing.
Then you almost feel like you got to behave yourself, like on your bachelor party.
Yeah.
Like I can't get too wild because there's someone from the other team.
But you could also have them be a groomsman and then they don't go on the bachelor trip. My buddy did that. I was in his wedding and his wife's brother was a groomsman in the wedding but didn't go on the trip. And he was like, yeah, I don't want to go on the trip.
So pretty much you're gifting this sibling of your bride-to-be, hey, you got to buy a suit that we're wearing. Like, what else does a groomsman do?
But then also it's like the pictures. He gets to stand up there behind you as you marry his sister. He gets to be involved in the wedding. It's a big deal
to be a part of the bridal party.
Yeah, I do understand it. So it makes sense, and it's a very cohesive thing. It is a marriage, a bonding of the families.
In a marriage that I was going to be a part of the wedding, or I was going to go to the wedding in my family, I was not invited, not even considered. And I'm glad I wasn't. If one of my sisters was getting married And if her groom-to-be asked me, I probably would not want to.
You would say no?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I think
would be
that's
hard.
really hard too. Like I don't like
Turning
saying,
down a groomsman invite.
right. That's
From your
hard. But
sister's
Seacat doesn't
soon-to-be
care.
husband. Yeah, he doesn't. He's a ruthless dude.
Scared of tomato juice and doesn't care to say no.
Yeah, absolutely ruthless. Before we go to break, another place that's not ruthless, but it does push you to the edge because they want you to hit your fitness goals. They want you to sweat and keep on getting the gains. F45, Tina.
I haven't been there in a week, and I'm going crazy.
Wow.
I haven't been to F45 in a week, and I'm going insane because I love that spot. Makes me feel good. I get an amazing workout every time I'm there. You're in 45 minutes. You don't got to worry about what to do. They tell you what to do. There's screens that show you the workouts of what to do. It is amazing. F45 Palm Beach Gardens, F45 West Palm Beach. Check out their Instagram pages to see the specials that they've got going on, or go to f45training.com to find a location near you.
Absolutely. That's the place to go to break a sweat. And please don't miss a beat. We'll be right back on the other side with Theoretically Speaking and some midday midterms. And some of those questions going to be Bachelorette themed. That's Seacat. That's Tina. She's back for the happy hour. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3. Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at pnc.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Thank you for calling the ESPN 106.3 fan poll. Today's question: would you like to hear a new show weekdays at 4 p.m.? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. You press 1 for yes. Tune into ESPN 106.3 for Russo and Rizzo weekdays at 4. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli. And
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
From the home team to the tailgate, ESPN West Palm's Josh Cohen gets the party started every Saturday morning at 9. We're chatting about sports, betting, and good times to be had by all. Listen to Saturday Tailgate with Josh Cohen to kick off your game day every Saturday morning at 9, exclusively on ESPN 106.3 and streaming worldwide on the ESPN app. Presented by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, Bud's Chicken and Seafood, St. Lucie Battery and Tire in Twin Peaks.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSIsYes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSIsYes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes when it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing. EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
A special thank you to the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, who had myself, Athletic Director of the Benjamin School, Ryan Smith, ESPN NFL reporter Jeff Darlington, and Haley Sutton of CBS Sports HQ in for a football panel and a big breakfast. About 600 folks, business people out there at the Breakers Palm Beach. I will never turn down a trip to pull up to the Breakers and just kick it. The food is always great. The coffee hit just right, and also the conversations were sweet. And I'm just glad. When I saw the stuff that happened with Tyreek Hill over the weekend, I was like, man, Jeff Darlington's going to pull out of this thing last minute. Because he was all over it. He was covering it, but he was able to still make time for it. So it was a good time. Again, a special thank you to Kiana. A special thank you to everybody out there that organized that. And we kept it rocking. We kept it rolling. We got the midweek midterms, or the midday midterms here on Theoretically Speaking. We got Tina back in from her bachelorette trip in a happy hour. And she's going to help us grade because, well, who better to grade than the eternal optimist and the happy one herself, Tina. C-Cat, you're delivering the things to grade, right?
I've never done it.
Or am I the one?
I sure am.
Okay. This is your first time.
Yeah, it's my first time.
Get your red pen out.
Drinking games. How do you grade drinking games?
Is this like school grade, like A, B, C, D?
Yeah, I would
F?
go with that school grade. Yeah, not a number, but a letter. Yeah.
C+.
Wow, that is low.
Show your work.
Yeah. Why are you a C+ on drinking games? Because drinking games are inherently fun, especially because of the fact that you're usually drunk while doing them.
Well, usually not everyone's involved during the drink game. Like some of them are, like, but I don't know, like I just like casually chilling, hanging, like talking, having a great time. I'm into the games, but I'm not the one like, let's play a game.
Yeah. You're just like, let's drink.
Yeah.
Let's take shots. Tequila.
Yeah.
Tequila me up.
Yeah.
I'll go B+. I actually enjoy a little competition. I love a little competitive nature. I like a little back and forth. We had some drinking games going on Sunday, you, me, and C-Cat. Not you, me, and C-Cat. C-Cat and I, when we were watching some games over at the guy Shane's house. And you know what? It was fun. It was good. Like a Jenga, a Taboo. Give me a B+. C-Cat, no grade from you?
I haven't played them many times. When I think
you don't take
games,
shots.
Yeah, I don't take shots. That's a problem. When I think drinking games, I think of the classic like beer pong, flip cup, college type drinking games.
I like flip cup.
Not incorporating drinking to regular board games.
That makes sense.
Have you ever played the game Rage Cage?
Heck no.
No.
Very fun game. I'll talk to you guys about it off the air. Look it up when you get home. You can look on your phone. Rage Cage. That took over senior year of high school.
Okay. Rage Cage.
That was very fun.
Senior
game.
year of high school. That's not a drinking game then.
Exactly. We played with orange juice, actually. It was
Why'd
very
you say
fun.
orange juice like that?
I forgot the second word in the drink, orange juice. All right, up next, we're grading the state of Utah.
Yeah, you go first, Tina. You just got back.
I'm going to say During the time right now, a B. I feel like it would be an A, like when the snow is on the mountains and it's like beautiful winter.
I'm going to go with an F.
Wow.
I'm giving Utah an F. I feel like I don't have to further explain. First of all, I feel like, just look, they had some rules out there even just recently that I might not even been allowed there in like the 70s or 80s. I'm giving it an F.
Wow.
No Utah for me.
I'm not really a mountain gal, so like it wouldn't be like I'd go there again.
Colorado me.
I like
Nevada
Colorado.
me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's an F place. I'm saying out of the 50 states, it's an F to me. Somebody has to be an F. Somebody's got to be in the F tier, and Utah fits in there. I'm
North
sorry.
Dakota?
Never been.
You're not going to grade it?
No, an A. I can't judge Utah if I haven't been.
I can. F.
They've got a presidential debate tonight. Do you guys watch presidential debates?
Absolutely.
And what would you grade them?
Can I go first?
Yeah, you can go
A+.
first.
I love a good debate. I love a little verbal sparring, a little back and forth, especially when it's not like the general type, like First Take and idiot sports debates where we're just talking like, oh, LeBron is better than Jordan. No, I like a good debate. I like a little verbal sparring. Give me an A+ on that one.
I'm going to give it a D. I don't watch them. I'll watch the highlights of them. I'm not really interested.
Yeah,
Casual debate fan here.
I'll turn it on. Like, it's on a Tuesday, so it's not a football night. No college games on tonight.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it on, and then I'll find myself 15 minutes in, go on my phone. Like, why am I watching this?
I'm trying
not
to be a
watching
good
it.
citizen, and then I'm like, I don't care anymore.
I like a debate. That's the most fun part of any election. Not
Now-
the commercials, not the campaigning and the speeches and the rallies. The debates are the most fun part.
Were you on debate team in high school?
No.
Good, because the cool kids were actually on mock trial. Those are the cool kids that got into extracurriculars that were not sports. Mock trial clears debate team by a mile.
Leave it to CCAT to tell us what the cool kids were doing.
Right?
Just so you know. You should know that.
Maybe at your school, you said the cool kids weren't even running track at your school, though.
Yes, this was an off-air conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. And it's it's not like everybody knows every single thing you said. I said what you said. And for most people, the track and field stars and the athletes that ran track were maybe considered in that branch of kids that would be cool.
All right, Tina, I'm shoehorning this topic in because yesterday on the ride into work, how would you grade the situation? I don't know. So walking into work, okay, I'll lower the music because it's not really going along with this.
It's actually a little freaky, Tina, so prepare yourself.
So about 20 feet in front of me, there was two ladies. Both were, I forget what one lady was wearing. The other one was wearing a dress that goes down to her knees. And she was also having a backpack. And when she put the backpack on, apparently it pinned her dress up to where the furthest her dress went on her backside was the middle of her back. So everything was out.
Okay. That's such a fear of mine.
And I was 20 feet behind her. So it's not like I was close enough to where keep eyes forward. No one thinks I'm a jerk or weirdo. It's clearly in sight. And people around me see that I'm walking behind her. I work nowhere else except for here. So I'm still walking to work. And I thought to myself, okay, there's many courses of action I can go here. I can run up, tap her on the shoulder and say, hey, your dress is up, just so you know. I could just walk away and just not go to work today and get in my car and go home and chalk it up, call in sick. That's it. Or I could do what I chose to do, was just walk forward.
No, I'm sorry. That's not what he said. He's not what he did. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself.
That's not funny.
I know.
That's not funny, Tina.
It's funny
You
that
can't
Theo
laugh at that.
I'm laughing at Theo just saying that out of nowhere. And he can't help himself.
That was an intrusive thought that you should have kept in the brain. No.
I'm happy you didn't.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything? You ignored it?
I got embarrassed secondhand-wise, but first and foremost, I was more worried about how people were perceiving me. I was worried that people thought that I was looking at her and gawking at this woman. So I faked a phone call and was looking left, looking right, looking to the clouds, not looking directly forward at this woman's butt. It was in my face.
First of all, we got to clip that. Secondly, Tina, two questions coming off of that. Number one, should he have told the lady, should he have warned the lady that her backside was in public view?
This is tricky because I feel like if that was me, I would be so embarrassed that if someone told me like, hey, your dress is up and like your butt's out. But then I would be like thankful because like, oh, thank goodness, like they just told me that. But then I also would just want to figure out for myself, be like, oh, that just happened and I'm already at work, so it's whatever. It happened. And I feel like it's a lot coming from CCAT like that. I would be scared to tell someone that.
Second question off of that, because
I didn't really answer that at all.
No, you did. You did. It's a tough one to answer,
Yeah.
right? You would want somebody to alert you because you're about to be walking the rest of City Place or Rosemary Ave with your tail out. So second part of that, CCAT was wondering if he were single. And this is a terrible way to lead in, so I'll get right to the point. If he were single, would it be a successful pickup if he started off that conversation by alerting her, hey, your dress is riding up. Can you get that down? And then tried to pursue her, get her number.
My knight in shining armor.
He's
right?
Terrible.
He's saving. He feels he will be saving the day in that situation. Would you, in that situation? I'm talking about this guy looked like Josh Allen. I mean, just the ultimate hunk.
Seems like another version of holding a woman's hair when she's throwing up at a party.
Yeah.
Like, wow, he's there for me.
I think that's a terrible pickup like way to pick up a girl.
Well, what else is he supposed to do?
Like he just saw my butt. Like he just wants my butt.
That would be your assumption.
That would be my thought of like, oh, he's only like because he just saw this, so that's why he's doing this.
Okay. So it's a no-win scenario.
No
then.
win.
You just have to alert her that her backside is out and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought, because she'll be too creeped out by the fact that you were just behind her looking at her tail.
Exactly. I'm so happy she didn't realize that while like I was in sight.
Yeah,
like,
that would have been weird.
She's like, oh my gosh.
And then she would have turned and saw you.
Seen me with my sunglasses on, looking all weird. Like, yeah, you don't know what I was looking at. Exactly. It's terrifying.
Why are you looking all weird?
Why am I looking all weird? I generally look weird. Just like as a normal set, like I appear weird. I come off as weird. To the untrained eye.
What?
Yes.
You think you look weird?
I think I just look weird. Yeah.
And you're not doing anything about it?
No, that's okay. I'm in a relationship.
I know,
Long
but
time. I'm not impressing anybody.
It's not about impressing people. If you feel like you look weird, wouldn't that be startling to people? Wouldn't you want people to feel more comfortable?
Don't you want to like feel really good about like yourself?
No. I guess I don't care. No.
You don't look weird, CCAT. Stop
No, not
saying
at
that. Tina, we're going to let you out of here. The happy hour ends there with a bit of a revelation from CCAT that he thinks he looks weird, as well as a revelation of a young lady's tail as she was walking down here in City Place. And whoever that woman is,
I hope she realized it like shortly after you walked away, CCAT.
I hope she did come to that conclusion and figure it out and stop giving everybody a peep show.
Yes.
Tina, so glad to have you back. CCAT's actually going to be gone. We'll address that on the other side for the next week or so because he's going on a big vacation. So I'm glad that I have you back. We can chop it up all week.
Yes, I will see you tomorrow.
That's Tina, that's CCAT. We're Theoretically Speaking, and we bring in Colin Russo to bring in Russo and Rizzo in just a few. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
The Coors Light College Football Tour is back. Join the ESPN West Palm Street team as Texas A&M visits Florida this Saturday, September 14th from 3:30 to 5:30 at Vine and Barley in Port St. Lucie. Come out and show us your tailgate toss skills for a chance to win an autographed Florida jersey, courtesy of Palm Beach Autographs. And enjoy buckets of ice-cold Coors Light for $15 during the game. Must be 21 or older to participate. Molson Coors reminds you to please drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSIsYes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSIsYes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes when it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing. EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com.
My leg! I am not angry. I am in pain. My leg!
Time now for an injury report.
My head and torso! Wow, that's crazy. They hit me everywhere except my legs!
Presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
My leg!
Good news for Packers fans. They're not putting Jordan Love on injured reserve, which means he will not be out for 4 weeks. The timetable's still not out. He has that sprained MCL, but the Green Bay Packers have hope and optimism that he can play for them. And the plan right now, according to head coach Matt LaFleur, is that quarterback Malik Willis will start Sunday if Jordan Love can't. That is your Baptist Health injury report. And it's good news that the Packers have faith that Jordan Love can come back. Probably bad news that Malik Willis, who looked absolutely unprepared in those 2 snaps against the Eagles, is going to be the guy to fill in. Quickly, is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. His name is Colin Russo. You know him from Russo and Rizzo. Now on to week 2 here on ESPN 106.3. It's coming up right at 4 o'clock. And right out of the gates, you guys are giving us some Monday Night Football reaction because what the hell was that from the New York Jets, Colin?
It was ugly. But one thing that coming out of it, I think Rodgers is going to be fine. I hope so. I don't think Rodgers is the panic button there. And I don't think the defense is either. I just think they were a little outclassed and they were a little unprepared. And Saleh is Saleh. I don't think Saleh's a big-time head coach. But at the very least, from what I saw from Rodgers, I don't think it's enough to say it was a classic Rodgers game. There was a couple drops.
Yeah.
Bad fumble by Breece Hall. They were a little inconsistent. But when they had that 1 or 2 drives where they actually got something going, hey, the Rodgers can still throw the ball.
Yeah.
Because of that, I'm not going to call panic on anything in regard to the Jets yet.
I just would hope that, again, when a team like the 49ers are coming out here, Trent Williams hasn't been practicing, Brandon Ayuk hasn't been practicing.
You could tell that they have not been practicing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Christian McCaffrey wasn't even out there. I just would have hoped that they would have been more competitive in week 1. So I picked them to win the AFC East. I'm sticking with that pick, but I feel way less positive about it now.
You got killed on that bet. How about you two?
Yeah.
How about you two? Am I allowed to say this on this?
Yeah,
what is this?
picks.
Is this one? Okay, we're going to have to figure out the point system.
Yeah.
But you guys are in the negatives, I assume?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do the one, like a record, like a 1-5, but the game that you lock is 2?
Yes. So the punchline picks we lost. All right, we had 6 picks.
You had 1 win.
We went 1-5.
5 losses, but one of them was your lock.
Yes, and one of them was a lock, so it'll be 1-6 technically. And how did y'all do in punchline picks?
We went 4 and 3. 4-3.
4-3 because you had
we
your
hit our
lock.
lock.
You hit your lock. Okay, so we'll have to figure out how we're doing our scoring system for punchline picks. But I'm not so concerned with that. Like, C-Cat's on the precipice of vacation.
No. He's stoked. He is stoked.
He wants to do he wants to do stand up.
You're a happy camper.
No, this is a parade on week 1, and I can't stand it. Like, act like you've been there before, fellas.
Yeah.
You win a bet before? And you post a bet slip on your Instagram story? Like, that's what it's looking like right now. Check out this parlay. I won for $5. No one cares.
You went 1-6. That is embarrassing.
I can't wait for C-Cat to rain on y'all's parade all show long on Russo and Rizzo because y'all are literally the first thing Mike Rizzo came in and did Let's tap C-Cat on the shoulder.
Hey, got something to say?
Yeah.
Got something to say?
That's
got something to say. Hey.
The cadence is actually not bad. The cadence wasn't bad there.
And this is the noise of him slapping my back. hey, got something to say? Yeah.
What about now, C-Cat?
Yeah. I can't believe the parade y'all are going on. Like, have y'all been here before? Look at Mike Rizzo through the glass. He's excited. He can't wait to get here behind the mic and start going in on this. Looking forward to what y'all have to say here on Russo and Rizzo. C-Cat, we'll see you next week. Russo and Rizzo next on ESPN 106.3. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140